Chaerephon called me and said, "What do you think of him? Socrates, has he not a beautiful face?" "Oh, most beautiful," I said. "But you would think nothing of his face," he replied, "if you could see his naked form. He is absolutely perfect." And to this they all agreed. "By Heracles," I said, "there was never such a paragon. If he has only one other slight addition." "What is that?" said Critias. "If he has a noble soul, and being of your house, Critias, he may be expected to have this. He is as fair and good within as he is without," replied Critias. "Then, before we see his body, should we not ask him to show us his soul, naked and undistinguished? He is just of an age at which he will like to talk." "That he will," said Critias, "and I can tell you that he is a philosopher already, and also a considerable poet, not in his own opinion only, but in that of others." "That, my dear Critias," I replied, "is a distinction which has long been in your family and is inherited by you from Solon. But why do you not call him and show him to us? For even if he were younger than he is, there could be no impropriety in his talking to us in the presence of you, who are his guardian and cousin." "Very well," he said, "then I will call him." And turning to the attendant, he said, "Call Charmides and tell him that I want him to come and see a physician about the illness of which he spoke to me the day before yesterday." Then again addressing me, he added, "He has been complaining lately of having a headache when he rises in the morning. Now why should you not make him believe that you know a cure for the headache?" "Why not?" I said. "But will he come?" "He will be sure to come," he replied. He came as he was bidden and sat down between Critias and me. Great amusement was occasioned by everyone pushing with might and main at his neighbor in order to make a place for him next to themselves, until at the two ends of the row one had to get up and the other was rolled over sideways. Now I, my friend, was beginning to feel awkward. My former bold relief in my powers of conversing with him had vanished. And when Critias told him that I was the person who had the cure, he looked at me in such an indescribable manner and was just going to ask a question. And at that moment all the people of the palestra crowded about us, and, oh, rare! I caught a sight of the inwards of his garment and took the flame. Then I could no longer contain myself. I thought how well Sidious understood the nature of love, when in speaking of a fair youth, he warned someone not to bring the fawn in the sight of the lion to be devoured by him. For I felt that I had been overcome by a sort of wild beast appetite. But I controlled myself. And when he asked me if I knew the cure of the headache, I answered with but effort that I did know. And what is it? He said. I replied that it was a kind of leaf which required to be accompanied by a charm. And if a person would repeat the charm at the same time that he used the cure, he would be made whole. But that without the charm, the leaf would be of no avail. Then I will write out the charm from your dictation, he said. With my consent, I said, or without my consent. With your consent, Socrates, he said.